the other day.
And then I watched it. I think I watched it Saturday, and I watched it last night, and I was like, I forgot how well
It
it's
is.
like
It's
written.
so
And
good. It is. It holds up as well. It holds up
I
really
know,
well, considering it was really like, what
I know,
2008. It,
I
it
know.
it
Yeah,
does hold up really
it's
well.
sick. Anyway, welcome to
A
the
real
second
talk.
episode of Real Talk. I feel like we didn't introduce it last
Not
week
properly,
well
no.
enough, so I thought no, it was at the end. So yeah, seeing as this week we can hopefully
Yeah,
both hear it, it it should be
yeah,
work a lot better. Yeah, it's basically just two guys who are interested in filmmaking. We'll talk about some films. We'll get a few big guests on. Hopefully, eventually get people on in the
yeah.
industry who can
Yeah,
give us more of an insight.
that'd be cool.
Um, but we'll go in depth on films like we are today with Superbad. We've got Star Wars next Wednesday. Well, the Star Wars
Yeah,
prequels next Wednesday. With two
Al
guests.
Pacino Saturday.
Um,
Yeah.
Al Pacino Saturday. I know what film I'm talking about. I was still stuck between Jack and Jill and The Godfather, and I'm like, do we want to? I mean, it's his
Yeah.
birthday, so I feel like
I
we
mean,
need
we
to
can
celebrate him.
talk about
So I've
yeah,
gone The
we can talk
Godfather.
about a few films because
Uh,
you know
yeah,
Scarface. Yeah,
Scarface. Ah,
yeah, we've got plenty
God.
to talk about Saturday.
Yeah. I know. But yeah, this is we're just getting started, so things. I mean, it's going to be a
Yeah,
slow start, hopefully.
but
Will be, but
yeah,
we should get better. And any advice or things that we can
yeah.
maybe improve on,
Instagram
let us
page,
know
Instagram.
on Instagram.
Yeah,
On Instagram, yeah, we've got
Instagram.
Instagram now. We should have
Yeah,
Twitter as
yeah,
well soon. I'll sort that out like later. I'll put all the links in our Spotify and our podcasts and
yeah.
wherever you're watching it, really.
Obviously, it's available on here as well on
But yeah,
Anchor.
yeah. So yeah, we'll get right
Yeah,
in. This week we decided to
yeah.
talk about
Super
Superbad.
bad.
Um, written by a 16,
Yeah,
17-year-old
yeah.
kid.
Because obviously they start that
Um,
Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg started writing it when they were much younger. Yeah,
like 16, and I think that is because
it
it
does really
really works with the ages
because
they
you know
were.
it's very age accurate. You know, because that's what 16, 17-year-old
Yeah,
kids are like. You know.
I mean, like Seth like he's obviously like they obviously wrote it
Yeah,
about themselves, which I
yeah.
think is really
Obviously named
important.
after themselves as well. The characters.
Yeah, 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 and I mean, I look at it one way, and it's one of those things where I think if it was even a couple of years off the mark, or didn't have, or they wrote it when they were older, it just
Yeah, I
wouldn't be
mean,
the same. 'Cause even like the dialogue is
yeah,
so
because you've got to
perfect.
think. I mean, when they wrote this and when they released this, it was one of Seth and Evan's first big things. It was like one of their
Yeah,
first big projects. I mean, Seth Rogen had been in stuff like I think Knocked Up was before Superbad, and that was
yeah, the
and then you
same
got
year, wasn't
40-Year-Old
it?
Virgin as well, which was earlier, and that that that
Yeah,
was
and they've all they've all worked with each other. Like they are quite like prolific. Like, they did
yeah.
This Is the
This
End
is the
together,
end.
the interview,
Few. Yeah,
Pineapple
Pineapple
Express.
Express. Some that
Like,
some
they've
some that
they've
shouldn't
done a
be
lot
talked
together.
about, like Sausage Party, and I think they did Green
I
Hornet as
know.
well. But
Yeah, Green Hornet. I don't hate as much as Green Lantern. Like I always say, like I'd
yeah,
watch
I
Green
mean,
Hornet again.
Green Hornet. I think the thing with Green Hornet is it can be fun, but
It's got Christoph
yeah,
Waltz in
yeah,
it as well, isn't
and
it?
it's like, but when you watch Green Lantern, it's like it's not enjoyable. Like I don't find Green
No.
Lantern enjoyable at all. Really, it's it's like it was a pain to watch. I've only ever seen Green Lantern once, and I don't want to see it again.
I think what interesting about that film is it was directed by the same guy who did Goldeneye and
Yeah, yeah,
Casino Royale. So he's made great action films before, and
No,
it didn't work
but
at all.
yeah,
But Superbad, like for me, it's 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 like this generation's version of American Pie.
yeah. I mean, Superbad is like Superbad. I feel it's one of those films that it's really really like it's realistic to the extent that you could see that stuff
Yeah,
happening to any teenage kid who wants to, get a load of booze, lose their virginity, and
yeah. I mean, I think it's
it
really
is
well
really
structured.
well structured. The way it plays out as well, it's like it's not too like there's not too much. It's like you've only got the two arcs in the film really that they show. You've got
Yeah,
obviously McLovin with Seth Rogen and Bill Hader, and then you've got Seth and Evan. And I think that it's so well balanced as well between how much they show of the two sort of parts of the story.
yeah. I'd agree with that. I really like. I forgot how many people were in this film actually, because I remember like I watched it like Saturday. It was really late, but then when I watched it yesterday, I was looking through and I was like, oh, I mean, you've got like Bill Hader,
Bill Hader,
Bill Hader, Joe True.
yeah,
Who else is in there? You got Emma
Stone,
Stone in as
yeah,
well. I forgot she was in it, and I was like,
yeah.
oh,
Uh,
Emma
It's
Stone.
it's just like even the supporting characters though in this film are like top notch. It's
Yeah,
like Bill Hader's brilliant in this film. I mean Bill Hader's pretty fab in it.
Bill Hader's like,
He is like yeah. I mean
yeah,
yeah, especially
he's
especially
funny.
watching like his Saturday Night Live stuff, which is fantastic. He is
Yeah,
he is so funny.
and he's really good at it too. I thought as well.
Yeah,
I didn't really like it too as a film, but I liked
yeah, I
Bill
mean I
Hader
never
as
saw the second one. I saw
um,
I saw the first one and then never got round to
yeah.
seeing the second one. And it's like I was never too fussed because I'd seen the trailers and I thought it only looked like it looked okay.
It was just too
Yeah,
long.
yeah, I've
Let's
heard that.
just
I've
put
heard
it.
that said that it sort of dragged out a bit.
Yeah. But when I was watching like Superbad as well, which I really liked, is that and a lot of comedies, especially like Superbad, they feel like a collection of sketches. Like I watched Dirty Grandpa. If you haven't seen
No,
it,
I
don't
haven't
watch
seen
it.
it. It's the Jackass one, right?
Don't bother. No, that's
Oh, oh yeah.
Bad It's got
Oh, with Zac
Rob De
Efron.
Niro and
Yeah,
Zac
yeah, yeah,
Efron in it. It's it feels like a collection of sketches
yeah,
put
yeah,
together, but none of the sketches
yeah.
really pay off. This what I like about Superbad. I mean, obviously you got the Dicks sketch when
Oh
he's running, but
God, yeah,
this the sketches in there work
yeah.
so well,
Because
which I think is really
yeah,
important.
especially it's like yeah, I kind of get that with like every scene. There's like it is almost like a different sketch. So you've got like the bit in the cafeteria where he talks about drawing all the dicks and stuff, and then you've got
Yeah.
like the part where they're waiting for Fogel and they chase after the woman
Oh
because
yeah.
yeah, because they heard she got like her tits enhanced or something, and then you've got
Yeah.
like the stuff at the party that they go to with Jolo Trujillo, however you say his name, boy,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. And his wife.
and it's like it fits, it all just fits so well, and narratively it's like it's not complicated, it's not too fancy or anything, but it all just works so well.
I really like it 'cause like with other teen comedies, I feel like American Pie. Like there's gags in there and it's all about growing up, but you can tell that they wrote this and it was like this is just them growing. Like it's like a love letter to their. It's like very
Yeah,
personal for me. It
yeah,
feels
yeah.
like.
I mean, and yeah, similarly to American Pie, it's sort of that they want to lose their virginity before they go off and they go to college or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like it's like they want to make the most of that time that they have left while they're still going to be, talking to each other and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think American Pie does that really well as well.
American Pie's great at that. I love it, but like with this, like I mean, it's called like the characters being called their names,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah,
it feels very autobiographical. Which obviously the writers of American Pie, the I think it was the brothers. You can tell it was like there was parts. Everything's personal experience, so there was definitely personal experience involved in the writing. But I think this feels very.
This
very
feels
personal.
very personal. Whereas with American Pie still being personal to that extent, it feels more generic.
Yeah.
But with this, it feels very, it does feel very real.
Very real, very, like, you can see, even, I think Jonah Hill and Michael Cera do like a really good job, because Jonah Hill, you can see Seth Rogen in Seth's character.
100%, yeah.
And the same with Evan as well, like, I think what they did there was I think it's quite underrated in a lot of ways.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
As it works. Like, I mean, Jonah Hill is so good.
Jonah Hill is... He is, honestly... I don't think there's a performance of his where I look at it and I think that wasn't very good.
I'd agree with you with that.
He is very underrated because he doesn't just do the funny stuff.
No, like Maniac on Netflix. Netflix last year. No,
it's still on there now, obviously. But he was brilliant in that again, alongside Emma Stone.
He's good in stuff that I don't even like the films on. Like, he was in War Dogs, which I didn't love the film, but he was really good.
Yeah, he was really good in War Dogs. That's what I'm saying. He's able to do the more serious stuff, and then obviously he branched out and he directed and wrote, I think, mid-90s, which is really good, which I've watched recently because it was put on Netflix in like the past couple of months. And he did Wolf of Wall Street, which he was brilliant in as well, which is good for him as well. He got to work with Martin Scorsese, and if that's not a stamp of approval, I don't know what is,
Obviously. But again, I do think, like, I want to see, like, has he got any comedy specials? I reckon he'd be great, because, like, in this, he's sudden moments of, like, rage, like, McLovin gets out.
Yeah.
When he starts getting, like, I think that sudden moments of rage, he does so well. Like, it's almost, I don't want to compare him to that, and I don't think he gets those, like, the rage moments.
Yeah.
I mean, Adam Sandler is, like, the king of, back in his,
back in the day, in Happy Gilmore, those rage.
But I always see that in, like, Seth, when he's like, he just kicks off, like, after, like, it's funny.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's meant to be this, like, immature, teenage comedy where he goes off on these monologues about how, like, he hates that Becca girl because she found his penis drawings and whatever. And it's like it's such a petty thing to hate somebody about, but it's like that's what makes it so funny because he has, like, a vendetta against her and he hates her because she, like, exposed him because he was addicted to drawing dicks, and it's just like it is so funny when you put it in that sort of perspective. It's like that's what it is. It's meant to be immature, It's like they're teenagers. They're going to be petty about things like that.
And I will say, the guy directs Greg Mottola, who directed it.
Yeah.
I do like the way it is directed.
Yeah.
I like the way he's very good at. I always call it, like, it's more physical comedy, like the way he moves the camera around in these sketches, like the dick sketches. I think is great.
Yeah.
These, like, good close-ups are just hilarious. Like, I do think he's very underrated with that. he did like two of my other favorite comedies, like Paul and
Yeah,
Adventureland.
you know what? They're two very underrated films, I feel. Especially
Yeah,
when looking at Paul. It's like when you look at um, Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, it's like not many people look at Paul. A lot of people look at the Cornetto trilogy and they're like, oh yeah, these are
yeah,
the films that he tied in together. But because Paul isn't tied into
yeah,
that, people forget about it. And I think again with Seth Rogen
yeah,
in there, I think he's brilliant in that as well. Obviously, he voices Paul, and then you've got people
yeah.
like Jason Bateman. Sigourney Weaver was in Paul as well
Oh yeah, yeah. I forgot about that.
because she only shows up in like the last
is it the cafe she
yeah
went? No, it's not the cafe, is it? Yeah, it's a cafe, isn't
yeah
it? Kristen Wiig as well, isn't it?
Kristen
She's
Wiig. Well,
she's Ruth. Yeah, it's a really good cast, and I will say like in Superbad, like I think that's what helps the sketches, and I think he's one of the few directors who can actually do comedic sketches like
yeah.
well, because that's what I find with a lot of like modern comedies
I
is
mean,
that
he did a lot of stuff on Arrested Development as well, and
the rest of it's
Arrested
great.
Development is absolutely brilliant. Yeah, again with Jason Bateman, Michael Cera. It
Yeah,
is one of
it's.
the better like modern sitcoms.
I mean, I like David Cross in it, and like I'd always forgive him for the album The Six like quadrilogy
Yeah,
because of their Arrested Development. Because did you see what he said about the
yeah. We
album The
talked
Six?
about this last week where they were
Yeah,
like, "Why did you
yeah,
do it?" And he's like, "Well, look at my house."
yeah, like yeah, and I mean, he's done. He's probably, I'd say, he's probably, if not the best director, probably working in comedy
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like he hasn't really done anything for a while,
recent,
but
but okay. I mean, he did that the one with Zach Zach I'm not going to pronounce his
Galifianakis.
name. He did like Keep It with
Yeah,
Jonas, which is just okay.
yeah. I
But
remember watching that one night. That was quite a while ago, but yeah, it was all right. I really like Adventureland though as well.
Adventureland's great.
Adventureland is great. That's really underrated. And again, it's got a big cast, and people don't really talk about it.
Like there's like a period I think with that. Like you've got Adventureland Superbad,
Yeah, yeah,
and the sort of it gave a lot of people like a stepping stone in their career.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
But yeah, what would you give Superbad out of 10? What would you give
That
it?
definitely like a high 8, low 9. It's
I think I'd give it a solid eight,
yeah,
solid eight.
yeah. It
It
is it's never gonna be like it's not one of those films that's absolutely perfect in every aspect. But
yeah,
it's like it's a modern classic.
yeah.
It's it's
It
absolutely fun. It is absolutely fantastic. I really do
it's a
love Superbad.
quintessential teen movie.
Yeah, I mean, with teen movies, you've got to be. I think you've got to be careful because I think a lot of teen movies are played like really serious, and sometimes it ruins it a little bit.
Yeah,
And I like how with Superbad, it's not played seriously at all. It,
yeah. I do
it's
like that.
like
It takes a lot of like risk. Like it's very far
yeah,
field.
it's like with Bill Hader and Seth Rogen's characters. You know, it's
Yeah,
like they are meant to be like police officers, and it's like they just don't give a crap whatsoever. And it's like
no.
it's just so not serious. Like it is brilliant. It is really good.
I mean, I love the script for it. It's great. All the sketches in the film, like obviously, I mean, structurally it's great, but the comedy sketches in that always seem to
They
work
they do.
to me.
It's one of those films that I laugh out loud every time I watch.
Yeah,
Not many films can do that, but that film is
yeah.
like I will laugh out loud every time I watch Superbad. Like
The characters are memorable and great.
yeah,
Um, I mean, obviously the Seth Rogen and Bill Hader as the police officers, they're hilarious.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and I think the film's arc and the structure is just it's such a well written script considering obviously they rewrote it later on when they were older,
Yeah,
but considering everything, like it's so well
and
written.
it's because
And
it's because it's like again it's taken from their experience. It's like
yeah,
it's that level of first hand experiences that add
yeah, first time
that.
account.
Yeah, they just add to the film.
Yeah. And I'd give it a strong 8.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, I thought we'd also talk about this week. Everyone's in the house,
Yeah,
stuck in, needs something to binge watch.
binge watch. I mean,
What
in term,
what shows would you say?
yeah, in terms of TV series, um, across like the whole isolation period, while I'm working and stuff, I like to put on like very easy watching shows,
Yeah.
a lot of sitcoms and stuff while I'm like working and stuff. And
Well, the sitcom category, I've got quite a few to be fair as well.
yeah, I mean the
I've been there.
the one that I've been well that I just finished like last night, that I've had on during the period from the very start was How I Met Your Mother, and
Yeah.
I really like How I Met Your Mother because
I've only seen a few episodes, but what I've seen is really good.
yeah, I think the casting in the show is really good at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, I think because you've got people like Neil Patrick Harris, he's fantastic
Right.
in that show. I think
Did you see his speech at the what I can't remember what award show it was now. It's
mm,
hilarious.
I'm
Was
not
it the
sure.
Tony Awards? I think I want to say it was the Tonys.
I'm not sure.
It's hilarious.
All right. No, I didn't see it. And then you've got people like Jason Segal's in it,
Yeah.
but I think you mentioned this last week as well. With you've been rewatching Stranger Things.
Yeah, Stranger Things is like I'm on the like I've put it down for a few days because I finished another sitcom that 70s show
Yeah,
for a second
again
time.
that's one that I haven't actually seen yet. That
I really like the show, but it really fulfills the definition where it just didn't end
yeah
early enough. I mean that the 8th season, like anyone who's watched it will understand, but it's really poor. That there's a choice that happens. A person leaves the show, but it's one of those people that when they leave the show, it completely ruins the whole dynamic of it, and they try and replace his character with a new character, and it just doesn't work at all.
yeah.
And
Another one that I did finish. This was like very early on in the lockdown. This was like first couple of weeks. I finished Parks and Recreation.
yeah,
Um,
it's the same writers as Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
yeah. I think I finished that for the second time, and again, that's one of those shows that I think is that's probably one of the better sitcoms out there. I think
Yeah,
Parks and Rec. Um, it's weird because one of the things that helps it work is that you wouldn't think that anybody wants to watch a TV show about a Parks and Recreation department.
no,
It's
no,
like you wouldn't watch that show if it was like a serious show. It's like you wouldn't watch it if it was if it was
yeah,
an actual documentary. It's like I don't think you'd watch
yeah.
it, but it
But
is fantastic.
I think it does take a lot from like stuff like The Office
Yeah, yeah,
and
definitely.
Ricky Gervais sort of comedy. You can see the influence there,
Yeah,
and it really I think it really does build on that. It's the same with Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Like they cover some really important topics as well, like some really like tough topics to deal with, especially in like a 30-minute sitcom.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
don't like calling Parks and Rec or Brooklyn Nine-Nine a sitcom because although they are, they're not. They're much more than that.
yeah. Definitely. I think because a lot of people, when you think sitcom, you think like kind of small, like smaller scale. Like
Yeah,
they do. They just feel like they're much bigger than that. And especially when you think of like some of the other sitcoms out there, it's like especially some of the older ones, it's like they don't really feel like that. You know what I mean?
yeah. I will. I'll argue always for one that Seinfeld. Seinfeld, I'll always argue for. I do like
I've
Seinfeld.
never really seen Seinfeld properly. It's like
It's
I've seen like odd reruns and stuff.
yeah. I think it's sometimes on Comedy Central as
Yeah,
well,
yeah, yeah,
or stuff like that. I think it's on Amazon Prime actually.
yeah,
But there are some like again like you can see some influence in like Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Parks and Rec from that because like the comedy side, it's a staple for a great
yeah,
sitcom. Um, I mean, you've got like iconic characters like the Soup Nazi, and I think that's where like Brooklyn Nine-Nine works really well. It's not just cardboard cut out characters; it makes you really care for these characters. Like one of the
yeah,
episodes is Moo Moo, when they
yeah,
deal with racism with Terry. Like
yeah.
that's hard hitting stuff for a 20-minute sitcom, and
For a
Becky
20-minute
does it so well.
sitcom, and it's not even that as well. It's like I can't remember what exactly happens, but I know that there's when they're discussing that in the break room in Brooklyn, and
Yeah,
it's either Hitchcock or Scully makes like a comment about it,
yeah,
and it's like one of them's really confused about what's happened, and it's like they're trying to like they're able to sort of like try and lighten the mood as well as
yeah. They
dealing with
handle it,
that
I
issue.
think, so well.
They do handle it,
It's
so they do handle it very
it's
well. Yeah.
it's very dynamic and it flows really well. They're not heavy-handed with anything
No,
like
no.
that.
Yeah, I
It's
think
the
that's
same with
really important as well, especially
the
with
Roser episode. When
yeah
she
with
comes out
the
bisexual, like it's another one that they handle really well.
yeah. Um, in terms of other shows as well, on Disney Plus, I've been watching like odd episodes of like The Simpsons.
Yeah, The Simpsons. The Simpsons is a good one if you got Disney Plus. Like 30 seasons of that.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. That's
they get weaker. But yeah, like
they get worse. I did watch. I watched a couple that I thought looked interesting from the like the newer series.
yeah,
And I mean, yeah, they do get worse. I mean, the show's been on the air for like 30 years now. It's like
yeah. Like
it's
it's
like
in, it's mental. And I love Matt Groening, but I really, really like. I'm one of those people that I'm a big Futurama fan, so I always wanted Futurama to go on a little bit longer.
yeah, I mean, again, that's another one where I've not seen everything, and it's like I've
Yeah,
seen odd bits, but I
I
probably
really
should
like that
watch
show.
more of. Yeah, definitely.
Its ideas were like great, and it probably could have gone on a few more seasons longer. I didn't want to,
Yeah,
obviously, The Simpsons. The Simpsons is never going to go anywhere. That's fact. Like it will never. I don't think The Simpsons will end in our lifetime, even probably.
no, I mean,
97th season.
I mean, I
I think
think
it got like a 100-year contract with Fox.
you know what? I did read somewhere that they had like a mental contract. But
That is
it's one of those
insane.
things. It's like how much longer can you keep writing? It's like I don't know. It's like because they'd have to have for a 100-year contract. You'd have to at least have like 24 episodes a season with like the 20-minute shows, and it's like I don't know how
I
you'd
think
ever do it.
one thing which I'm interested is in Matt Groening's still involved in the show like a lot because my thing with that is that with a writer, like I can tell you this as a writer myself. When you're with a project too long, it you start to not love it as much. And
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean, I
30
could
seasons
definitely
is hard. Like Just
Yeah.
creative. I mean,
Uh,
there's so many like it's the same with like a lot of sitcoms or even like TV shows. Like you have to stop at one point, or even like
yeah.
spin-off shows. Like it makes sense.
Spin-off shows.
So
Yeah, I could definitely see that happening because I mean, when you're involved, I mean, for him, I'd say even after 10 series, you know, it
yeah,
it start
then
to get it starts to get tough because it's like you've
yeah,
you've got to be careful what you do with it because you've got to keep the viewership up while also updating it, and
yeah.
it's I'd imagine
There's a lot of that
that's
involved. I don't know. I'll have a look at that actually.
yeah. You mentioned spin-off shows as well. I don't know if you're a fan of Friends,
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, who isn't?
but obviously they did the Joey spin-off show, which I think got two
Yeah,
seasons,
that. Yeah.
and it's one of the like Friends. A lot of people like not
Yeah.
Friends, but
Yeah.
personally, I've always been a fan of Friends. I was brought up watching it and stuff. It was always
I think
watched in
it's
my
like
house
I
when I was
think
younger.
everyone also running going back to Matt Groening, he's still creative writer with The Simpsons.
Jesus Christ! So he
Yeah.
has been writing for 30 years on The
Yeah.
Simpsons. That must be quite tough.
I know, but wait, I'm just gonna take a little break. I'm just gonna grab a drink.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm back. Sorry about
You right?
that. Yeah. We'll put an ad break in there. You know, our sponsor.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah, I had some like weird cool music that hope you all enjoyed. Like that like Medieval drums or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But
But
anyway, I
yeah,
was
what
thinking, you know Joey.
yeah.
I was I want to say that Matt LeBlanc actually liked Joey. Like he wasn't actually like he looks back and he liked the episode of Joey. And I'm not sure how true that is, which is interesting because like usually when something backfires, they usually like distant like write it off
Yeah.
instantly. But
I mean, I don't know. I think when you look at Matt LeBlanc, I think he was very dedicated to the role.
yeah,
And it's like I think he likes being remembered for being Joey because even when you look at what he's done since, I mean, he hasn't really done anything notable since
apart from Top
Friends,
Gear in the
apart
UK.
from Top Gear, yeah, in the UK. He also did. Did you ever see Episodes?
No,
He
what's that?
yeah, he did the show called Episodes with Stephen Mangan
Yeah.
and the woman that plays the mum in Friday Night Dinner.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And but again, a lot of what is talked about in that show is Friends, and it's sort of
yeah,
like him being famous for Friends.
yeah,
But
yeah. I mean, I think the
but
thing was is that again, Friends worked so well because it was only like Joey only had like 2 minutes an episode, probably 5 minutes max screen time usually.
yeah,
And I mean, I think Honest Trailers did it where it was like I can't remember. It was like they did a trailer for a film. It's like Joey was like Joey's fun in small doses. That's the best thing to say about Joey. And then the
yeah,
episodes just became. I mean, the Joey ones just I lost it. People lost interest because it worked with the
yeah,
chemistry between him and Chandler and the chemistry of them all. It wasn't just Joey, and I think that's
yeah,
why the spin-off because you literally could have done a spin-off of any character of Friends. Like obviously Joey's well remembered, but I mean even someone like Chandler or Ross or
yeah,
Ross.
yeah.
I mean Ross and Rachel might have actually worked better.
I mean, they are mentioned in Joey. I just did a bit of research, and in the first episode of Joey, it mentions that Phoebe is pregnant and Ross and Rachel have been married.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think I agree with what you said there, because when you look at Joey, he has great chemistry with the other characters.
Yeah.
It's like he has the great chemistry with Phoebe. He has the great chemistry with just him and Ross, just him and Chandler, just him and Monica. But then, and I think they did that weird Joey Rachel arc in Friends,
I hate that arc so
and
much.
I hate it so
Yeah.
much. Like if I ever go through and rewatch Friends, when you get to there, it's just not right, and it doesn't quite work.
No. Is Friends is no longer on Netflix, is it?
It is on Netflix.
Is it still?
Yeah.
I thought they got rid of it.
I don't know. I think it was still on there last time. Like that was a while ago.
Yeah. I'm looking because
But
I know the license to have it was like ridiculous. Like it cost Netflix a lot of money to keep it on.
yeah, I think HBO have
Oh yeah,
bought
it's still
out
on there.
Friends.
It's still on there.
Yeah, I know HBO are doing that the reunion thing.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
That makes sense
Again
to
though,
HBO. HBO just buy
that
everything.
yeah. Again though, that I think that was a big money spin, because I don't know if you saw that In-Betweeners one like a year ago.
Oh yeah.
that
Again,
awful.
I don't know if they're like doing what is. I think are they doing like a reunion episode? Like, is it?
It's
In
just
between,
it's
this one was just a talk show.
yeah. Again, it is just they're all. It's not like another episode of Friends or anything. It's just I think it is just them talking and stuff, which is why because they
Again,
announced it and they were like new friends and everybody got really excited, and then it was like, okay, not new friends. It's
new podcast with friends.
it's basically going to be an hour long
They ought to call
episode.
it. What would stop the confusion? Just call it the night shows in America, late night with friends.
Yeah, they should have done. I think the official title of the special is called The One Where They Got Back Together.
Like even that just signifies
yeah, even that in itself is kind of misleading, because it's like
again
yeah.
like poor journalism will like jump on that right away, like our new friends episode, and everyone's gonna be disappointed.
And that's exactly what happened, and it's like, it's one of those things that you got to be careful with, because again,
yeah, carry on.
It's one of those things where you like in TV, the most important thing is trying to keep those ratings up.
Yeah.
And it's like, even though Friends hasn't been on the air for like over 10 years, it's like HBO, wherever this episode goes, they still want the big ratings, and with doing stuff like that, it's like, yeah, they'll get the ratings, but
Yeah. I mean, I think it'll do fine, and it'll be good. Again,
yeah.
It sounds stupid. Like, I didn't really care about seeing In-Betweeners go around and talk about everything because it's so recent still. With Friends, it's a bit different because it's more of like a 90s throwback. So that might have its advantage.
Yeah, I mean, as well with the In-Betweeners, I mean, I don't think I want any more In-Betweeners.
No.
Especially after the films that kind of bombed, because
you see, I've always liked the first In-Betweeners film.
I think the first In-Betweeners film is good.
It's fine. It's not as good as the series, but for me, it's fine.
Again, it is only fine. But
it's good. It's a disposable comedy for when you're like drunk or something with your friends.
Yeah.
Put it on.
Or
sound.
Yeah, you like put it on as
so
like
much more, but
background noise.
Yeah.
But with the second one, it's like, for me, it's like nigh unwatchable. I just really, really don't like the second In-Betweeners film.
Yeah.
But
I haven't seen it in ages, and it's not remember. I don't remember it really.
Yeah, it's not memorable. I mean,
No.
I remember because with the ending, it's like you've got Gilbert, Greg Davies' character gets with Will's mom,
Yeah,
and then they just sort of drive off, and it's like that's the end.
yeah,
But it's like I'm happy with that being the end because like I don't know where else they could possibly go with it
no, and
because it's like they've grown up, and I'd rather just leave it there because
yeah, they're
again
old. They're older now. Like it's.
we've
But with friends, I
yeah
think with me, it's. I want to see like they're already. I want to see what's happened to them in like midlife.
yeah exactly, and it's like with friends as well. It's not like they were ever really young.
No,
It's like they were always
like
old.
late 20s, early
They
30s throughout the series.
yeah they were always like in the workplace to an extent, and a lot of the drama is workplace related and stuff, and
Yeah,
that probably isn't going to change too much.
no.
But
Interesting stuff with Friends is I really like Chandler. I really like Matthew Perry. I think he's like I like I don't like a lot of like the work he's done afterwards, apart from obviously one thing. Like Color Life 17 again is the biggest guilty pleasure of all time. I will put that out there.
you know what? I've never seen it,
Oh man, it's
but
so bad but so good at the same time.
yeah, I know he was in it, and
Zac Efron's
yeah,
peak
it's
like
one of
High School Musical period. Oh, it's hilarious.
yeah, yeah, it's one of those films that I just like never saw, and it's like it's one of those films as well that I remember when it came out, and it's like, but no, I've never seen it. But I think Matthew Perry he's really funny, and he is a really good
Yeah,
comedic actor. But I
I
mean,
love him in like cameos. He was in Fallout New Vegas because he's a massive like Fallout fan.
yeah,
I know, like
yeah,
I think that's just hilarious. It's just the funny. You play Denny in Fallout New Vegas, which is just funny.
yeah.
Most
I
Matthew
mean,
Perry thing.
yeah, I think one of the biggest things that held Matthew Perry back though is like he has a lot of problems.
He has
Like
the addiction, and yeah, he doesn't remember
with
filming like seasons
he,
4 to 6, was it?
yeah, I read that a while ago, and he's like, yeah, I don't remember like filming
Yeah,
like so many scenes of Friends, and it's a shame because like I think you look at like the sort of middle of Friends, and it's like, especially like around season 4, it's
it's its
like
peak.
just after the whole Monica Chandler thing
Yeah,
is like sort of kicking off,
yeah, it's at its
and
peak
it's
there.
like, yeah,
And yeah, it's a shame, but I mean, he's come out from the other side of it, so it's good news.
yeah, and obviously, yeah, he's doing well again now. So maybe you might see Matthew Perry in more stuff after this
That'd be cool.
Friends special whenever they decide to air it. I'm not sure, but
One of the
you might.
weirdest things, right, from the Friends cast, which I just find I don't know why, like, but have you seen a film called Run Fat Boy Run with
Yeah, with
Simon Pegg? It
Simon
was
Pegg.
directed by
Yeah,
David Schwimmer for some reason.
yeah, I know.
Like,
Yeah,
I always thought like Simon
it's
Pegg might as well just direct it, but it's just he's there for some reason.
yeah, yeah. It was yeah. I remember. Watching that film. It's also got Hank Azaria in
Yeah,
it, who was in Friends, played David.
and it's got
But
it's got a lot of it's got Dylan Moran from Shaun of the Dead as well. It's just
yeah,
the weirdest crossover film ever.
yeah, it is.
It's not even that good if I can remember. It's not great.
It's not great. But again, it's none of the only one of the Friends casts that I think really did a lot of stuff after Friends was Jennifer
Yeah,
Aniston,
she did some
and
good stuff. She was in oh, what was it now? What was she in? She was in the Dolly Parton film on Netflix. That was really good.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, what was it? Oh, she was in what was it now? I need to find. I'm finding this out now. I'm searching it.
Yeah, yeah.
It was Dolly Parton. Dumpling. I want to say it was.
All
And
right.
yeah, that was great. I really like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's in like a lot of funny comedies that I like Winner Millers that I find like really funny. Um,
Yeah, she does a lot of those. Like again, she's a rom
yeah,
com
yeah.
actor,
She's done
but
some like serious roles that like really well. Like, um, I mean the Dolly Parton the Dumpling like it's quite good. She was in this series film as well. I saw a few years ago, which wasn't great, but I really like Jennifer Aniston in it, and it's called Cake.
all right. I haven't seen it.
Like she's really good like in it. The film like it wasn't great. Like the
Yeah,
script wasn't great. It didn't really have any depth to it. Um, but
yeah. I mean,
it's good
because
drama, and with her,
yeah,
seeing her as a dramatic act is great, and I kind of wanted to see
yeah.
more of that.
I mean, that the whole reason they cut Friends short is because she started getting offers for films coming in,
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
and yeah, she was actually in the Iron Giant as well. She was voicing the Iron Giant.
Oh, is she?
Yeah,
I know that she
she
she starred in the TV adaptation of Ferris Bueller from the 90s that was like panned horrifically, obviously.
I I I didn't even know that
Oh
existed.
man,
So,
I want to say I'm typing it in. I swear it's got like it's not rated well at all. It's got 30%
I
on Rotten
you,
Tomatoes.
God, you know what? I actually kind of want to talk about Ferris Bueller because I watched it again this week,
Yeah,
and I really love that film.
Ferris Bueller's great.
It is
John Hughes
Fe-
is um he's like peak.
yeah,
I mean, I think I prefer.
yeah,
I think I
definitely.
prefer just about. I think I prefer Breakfast Club a little more.
Yeah, I mean they're kind of they're different, but they're the same.
They've got. He's all got. He's always got that like feel of the teen comedy feel. Yet to see
Yeah,
Pretty in Pink,
yeah,
but again, I can imagine that it's got that same.
yeah. I haven't seen Pretty in Pink. But yeah, I've been watching. I watched quite a few teen movies in the build up to
Yeah,
this, like past week, because they are abundant. Like they're absolutely
yeah.
everywhere.
Everyone. They're easy to find, but again, I don't think there's been a great. Apart from, I'd say, eighth grade, Ladybird.
Um, eighth grade is quite good.
But
Bo Burnham
eighth grade,
directing,
that scene in the
writing that.
car, just I hate that scene.
Yeah,
It's so well done, but I
yeah,
hate it.
it's
Like, and
yeah,
I think he's great to be. I can't see what else he's doing because eighth grade like so
yeah,
good.
yeah. Because I didn't find Bo Burnham until I was scrolling through
Yeah,
Netflix, and I decided to watch it because it was like a comedy spec, but he's like
yeah,
singing and stuff, and he's really talented. He's really funny.
yeah,
One of the better teen, kind of a
yeah.
comedy, sort of a drama that I've ever seen is the Edge of 17.
It's just
It's got
17.
Haley
I haven't
Steinfeld
seen
in
it.
it.
I've heard really good
Yeah,
things though.
it's got Woody Harrelson in it as well, and it is superb. It is really, really, really well done.
Oh, I might have to check that out.
It's yeah, it's one of the better teen movies I've seen, and then you've got stuff like Juno again,
Juno's
Michael
great. I
Cera,
think we talked about that last
and
time.
Juno's great.
Juno's great.
Yeah, we did. We talked about Juno a little bit last time. I don't know if you've ever seen. This is a bit of an older one. Say Anything, John Cusack.
Um,
Um,
I don't think.
that's very like
I don't know if I have, to be fair.
Again,
Funniest thing about John
that's
Cusack
kind of like,
is the interviews about well the no interviews of Con Air. You heard about that?
all right,
He
yeah,
hates it so much. He refuses to interview about it.
yeah. I mean, Con Air is.
Con Air is a masterpiece. It's the best film of all time. What all the world's dreamed of
It's
making.
yeah, it is. It is. It's
John Malkovich
It's
is
interesting.
hilarious in that film. He's what is it called? Cyrus the
Yeah,
Virus.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
so good. Oh wait, is
yeah.
Say Anything?
It's
Is that the one with that is it Iona Sky? Isn't it? And
yeah,
the one who's in I
yeah.
think I've seen it. Yeah, I haven't seen it in ages,
And
but
he's like the boombox outside the
yeah,
window.
yeah. I've seen that.
Yeah, that's like it's very cheesy, you know, like
It's made by the same guy who did like Jerry
teen.
Maguire and like Vanilla Sky and everything, isn't it? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Um,
I think there's a certain charm, especially about teen movies like late 80s, early 90s. I think there's like a charm about them.
yeah. One film that I did watch again the other day because this is probably one of my favorite films ever, and I don't know if you can call it a teen movie. I'm not sure if you can, but it kind of is. Scott Pilgrim versus World.
Scott Pilgrim's great. I'm so good. Like it was very like cult following. Like I saw it. I saw it before. It obviously it bombed at the box office, but I saw it like just when it came out on
Yeah,
Blu-ray. Like, and I watched it. I was like, oh, this is great. And I'm so glad it's got
yeah.
a cult following now.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people. Yeah, like you said, it bombed. Like people didn't watch it,
No.
and it's a shame because like obviously it was Edgar Wright's sort of passage into bigger things. You know,
definitely.
that was his big Hollywood
Introduction.
film. You know, and it's a shame that people didn't watch it when it first came out because it is absolutely fantastic. It's one of my
I don't think
favorite films.
But like Edgar Wright's direction is so good, and I think the performance is great.
Oh yeah, the direction, the editing in particular, are both really impressive. I think the writing is very. I'd like to call it kind of minimalistic to an extent, but it works really well. And there's some like really like cheesy one-liners in there and stuff.
I think,
but it's really good.
It should have for me. I don't think it still gets the praise as it deserves. I'd say it's probably, if not, I'd say a Baby Driver aside, it's so well directed, and like all the stylistic choices work.
It is so what it is.
It's style over substance, but the style is so good that it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, I mean the casting in particular is is brilliant. Obviously, Michael Cera is fantastic. The most underrated part of that film is Kieran Culkin as Wallace, and obviously Kieran Culkin was in like Home Alone, obviously with Macaulay Culkin, and he played Fuller in Home Alone. But he is fantastic in Scott Pilgrim.
He's in a TV show.
Definitely a crime that he's not in.
Satire, and I've seen like one episode, and it's called called The Succession, and he's really good in that.
All right.
I think it's won Golden Globes, and it's great. It's an factoid.
Yeah, I'll definitely Succession. I'll definitely have to watch that.
But other things I'm watching, like TV shows.
I think he was in
Right, carry on.
Yeah. He was in Fargo as well. I
The
think
TV
the
series. Oh, is
TV
it?
show.
I
I
haven't
think
seen Fargo the TV series. I've seen the film, and the film's great. Like Coen Brothers.
I've seen the
Coen Brothers
film.
is great.
Yeah, but I've not seen the TV show because I thought it might ruin the film for
I've
me a little
heard it's
bit.
really good though. Like, I've heard really good things.
Yeah, I've heard apparently it's really good, but like I knew it wouldn't quite do the film justice, so
Yeah.
I never watched it, but I might have to give that a
One day
watch.
I think I might have to give it. I'll give it a watch one day. But
Yeah, I think all of it's on Netflix.
it's
So
Netflix original, isn't it?
I'm not sure if it's a Netflix original. I think it was I think it was done by like FX. I think.
Oh. But I
Yeah.
started rewatching Breaking Bad because one of my favorite writers of all time and probably my biggest influence as a writer is Vince Gilligan, the guy who obviously wrote it. And I'm just on the
Yeah.
second season, like a couple of episodes in, and Breaking Bad is the best written, it's the best TV show of all time. No question, no doubt.
Yeah.
Obviously, I messaged you earlier about it because I want to do an episode that you need to watch it, man, because it's so good.
Yeah, it's one of those things I've been. I remember I watched the first episode like maybe a year ago now, and it was one of those things that I always said that I was
I
gonna
love the pilot. I really like the pilot.
come back to. Yeah. I mean, a lot of videos that I've seen on like screenwriting before, a lot of them use the pilot as an example.
I actually
And
send me some because like I don't see any, but it's so good. Like the way it starts and everything. I know it's a perfect pilot, or as close to perfect as you can ever get.
yeah. I mean, in terms of Vince Gilligan's writing stuff, I've seen like some of like the X-Files and that, and I know he wrote quite a bit.
Yeah, he
on.
worked, I can't remember what seasons he worked in the X-Files, but my favorite episode, like at TV, which I do think is really really underrated. It's the spin-off show of Breaking Bad, and it's it's
Better Call Saul,
and it's I can't remember what it's. I think it's like episode 5 I think of the third season, and it's in a courtroom, and it's the best courtroom drama I've ever seen. It's so good. It's like
really.
If I could write anything as good, close, if I get anything even near Vince Gilligan's like Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul, I'll be the happiest man alive. But it's so well written.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about writing quite a bit last week. We talked about Aaron Sorkin a bit last week.
Yeah, again, Aaron Sorkin's great, but I think Vince Gilligan really is like my personal favorite because, like, obviously, like I was always inspired by like Tarantino because their own style, but Vince Gilligan's like realness, writing, and like the flow of the story is so good.
Yeah, I mean, well, when it comes to writing, I think it's you look at a lot of different people when you look at screenwriting because everybody has that unique sort of writing style, and it's interesting to see what they do with it because, I mean, it depends how big scale you want to write. I mean, personally, if I was going to write some massive, huge scale, I'd look at somebody like Christopher Nolan because he just knows how to write for that huge.
So good to me, like again, I'm really meaning to see Dunkirk again because I haven't seen it in a while, and like the scope of that, and it's an epic film. Like there's no scale of it; it's insane. And I think he one of the main criticisms was the lack of depth in the characters, but it didn't need to be depth. It was just
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
more the film's main character is the event itself. I think.
yeah. I mean, one of the most important things that I pick out of Dunkirk is that criticism. People say, okay, you've got these great actors in there, but the characters have no depth. And I think one thing that Christopher Nolan definitely looked at, or at least I hope he did this on purpose, and I'm not just saying it. But like one thing I would say is that Christopher Nolan did is the fact that when you're in war, you don't matter, and it is the fact that
Yeah,
you are just a number,
definitely.
and it's like that. And I hope I'm not just like going out saying this, and I'd like to think he did this on purpose, but I'd like to think that's why he didn't develop the
At
characters
the end of the day, they're a
because
group of guys trying to get home. That's
in
it. That's
when
all you need to know.
yeah, and it's like when you're in war, you don't need
No.
introductions, you don't have depth. You are there to do one thing, and I think that's important. Another thing with Dunkirk is it's a short film for what it
It's around 40
for a
minutes,
war
isn't it?
epic.
Or
It
less than that.
is yeah, it's
Yeah,
quite
what
short
it is.
for a big war
Okay, so
epic,
you've
but
usually got like 150 minutes flat
yeah, I
from that,
think
like minimum, for like a massive epic war film.
yeah, exactly, and he manages to pull it off really well considering it's like I think it's less than
Right.
100 minutes. So he does pull that off really well. But Christopher Nolan, in general, is a brilliant writer.
Yeah.
Um, one of my favorite films, definitely is Inception. I think it is just absolutely fantastic, and it blows my mind every time I watch it. Everything about that film is just absolutely top notch. I think the writing is brilliant. The cast is
Oh
all
yeah,
round
that cast is
fantastic. There's some absolutely
again like he can draw that sort of like
it
film. You got
is
Leo, Tom Hardy, so Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
yeah.
I
Joseph
always forget he's in
Gordon-Levitt's
it. Like
brilliant.
he,
Yeah, it is such a. You got Killian
you
Murphy, you
see,
got Ellen
I
Page. It
think
is
personally, I've always preferred like for me, Memento is his best film purely down to like I like as like a writer.
yeah,
Like again, I watch comedy for me is Wet Hot American Summer, and I like it's so weird and experimental, and I like how Memento experimented with it completely flipped around like narrative and story structure completely. Like that film requires rewatching
yeah. I
no
think
matter what.
yeah. Memento is definitely one of those films that I had to watch a couple of times because you've got to be able to wrap your head around it. I think with Inception, it's definitely a little bit more easy
I'd agree with
watching
that.
than Memento because you know as much as I wouldn't go as far to say it's self-explanatory, it does subtly explain
It's
it
still got
along
the
the
same.
way.
It's still like as a structure for a film. It's pretty straight. It's just the whole is concept of
Yeah,
Inception. The concept of the film is it's hard to grasp, but with Memento, it's you've got to grasp the story structure because you have no idea what's
yeah.
going on.
You've got to sit there and you've got to think about it properly. You've got to really think while watching Memento, and that isn't. I think that's really important. I think as much as when you watch a film, you want it to be a relaxed experience. I think it's definitely it. You know, I'd go as far to say it's fun when you've got to sit
Yeah,
there and you've got to really think about
I
really
mean,
think
I
about a
think it's
film.
just any art. You need to push it to its boundaries, and I think Chris Nolan does. I think Nolan is at his best when he
Yeah,
does that. Like again, I'd say I mean, I love like the Dark Knight trilogy. I have issues with the Dark Knight Rises, and I like a lot of the films he did. Like I think
yeah,
Dunkirk again, like the way he tells the story, the whole the score with the time ticking, like the stopwatch thing. again, like it's just a new way of
Yeah,
telling it. I think, like although
yeah,
it's a straight flat out thing. I mean, you've just got the in the air, on the ground, and the way he tells his stories, they're all told in such a unique way.
yeah. I mean, going back to Dark Knight trilogy, it's very much a reimagining of Batman because it's told in a different way than any of the other Batman
It took
films
superhero
are.
films and still made them like he still kept them as a superhero film, but
But yeah, it's like when I watch The Dark Knight,
it's a
it's
crime
like
thriller,
I don't. It is more of a
and
crime thriller,
he
yeah.
does that so well for me.
And
Like he can just the way he just gets like again Dunkirk is a war epic. There's so many of them out there. There's so many of them
yeah,
to name. I mean, the Sixers alone had about 40 of them. But the way he tells it is that
yeah,
that's what makes it so memorable, I think. And
yeah. He's able to tell it in such a
yeah,
different light, and I think that's really important in a screenwriter. But and it's like I think The Dark Knight Rises is the only work of his that I could go as far to say that I'm
okay,
not keen on.
yeah, I don't. The Dark Knight Rises, I'll watch it and I have issues, but I still think it's a well-made film. The only which it's kind of unfair to call it his weakest film
Yeah,
because I think it's really interesting and it's his. I don't know if you've seen it. It's his
yeah,
first feat, and
yeah,
it's not perfect at all, but you can see it's basically the same story as Memento, just not done as well. And I think that's probably his weakest film, but it's also I think it's kind of his best film to watch because if you're like an aspiring filmmaker, you can see how you can watch Following and then Memento, and then you can see how he's developed and evolved as a
yeah,
filmmaker.
yeah. I mean, I've still I really kind of dislike myself for this because years on and I've still not seen
You see,
Interstellar,
Interstellar
and it's
still has its problems for me, but I can always put it past it because of, like I do really like Interstellar still, and
yeah, it's like I have really put off watching Interstellar, and it's like I'm really reluctant to watch it because it's like I just feel like from what people have said, it seems quite
it
messy.
is. It's not. I don't think. I think with the Chris Nolan, he takes risks when he writes, and I don't think you're always going to hit the mark. And for me,
Yeah,
it also is a little long. Um, I don't think
yeah,
it's not as
yeah. I've
smooth
had
as
that
a
as
lot
well.
of his, and like it's not as clean as a lot of other films. But it's for me,
Yeah,
it it's still risky, and it's enough made that I like it. I'd say I like it. I'd give it like I'd probably out of 10. I'd give it like a 7.5.
yeah. But yeah, it's definitely one of those films where I've heard like more negative things than I've heard
Yeah.
positive things, and it's like I want to watch it, but it's like I don't want to be like too disappointed by the outcome. But I think I'll definitely give it a watch
Yeah.
at some point.
Um, but what? But I think to be fair, that'd be a good film marathon to binge watch Christopher Nolan films.
Yeah, to binge watch
Yeah.
it'd be a long one, but I think yeah, that it'd definitely be pretty cool. I mean, what have you been watching over like the past week then
I
in terms of
rewatched
films?
Wet Hot American Summer. It gave a lot of people a start. I mean, even in the film alone, I mean, you've got let me just pull out cast. But like, there's so many risks. Like, there's a lot of sketches in there. It's completely like it's so out. Like,
Yeah,
there's basically they go to town and like they start like messing about, and it gets to the point where they're going to like drug dealers and buying like cocaine, and then going to like meth, like going to like crack dens and that, and doing heroin. Like it makes fun of the 80s teen comedy, but to a level where it's that stupid and that insane that it's just hilarious. And I like that. I like the stupidness and the just absolute like wildness of the idea. Like I can't even imagine writing it. But you've got. I mean, the cast. I mean, the cast.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got like Paul Rudd, Bradley Cooper's in there. Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah.
I think she's in Charlie's Angels. Like Pitch Perfect, and she's in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You've got Jonah Trulio is in there as well.
Yeah.
I'm just typing it in. You've got the captain in Ken Marino. You know the captain in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, the stupid one. He's in it as well, and it's just that wild. Like, as a story itself, it's not great, and it's a film. It's like a lot of sketches put together, but it's just that wild. It reminds me a bit of Monty Python's Flying Circus and Monty Python in general. That the sketches were just that out there and that. Even when they didn't work, you kind of respected it still because it was just that hilariously just over the top.
It's like
I've been rewatching obviously Breaking Bad a lot, and then I rewatched Inglourious Basterds, which was great. I love how well that's like the scene alone in the pub just blows me away every time I watch it. And carry on.
I mean, over the past week, I'm one of those people that up until the past year, I've been buying DVDs, and I never sort of started buying Blu-rays. So recently, my Blu-ray collection has grown by about 20 in the past 2 weeks. And it's like I've only just sort of started jumping on that, and
I love that film.
I watched 500 Days of Summer for the first time, like the other day, and that was really enjoyable. It's really good.
I mean, that's another one which I really like. Like it's so well written. Like it tells such like a bland concept.
Yeah.
And like.
It's like it is just like it's like boy meets girl, but it's like it's unconventional in the way it's told. But
Joseph Gordon-Levitt,
I do really enjoy that.
Super funny.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt is he I feel like he's kind of underrated. I watched Looper again the other day as well, and I think he's really good in Looper.
My issue with Looper.
A bit of a different role for him, sort of.
I have with any time travel film, apart from like Back to the Future, let's say, it's that there's so many plot holes that you just can't help but have. But I really like. I think he's great. Like he even like I like his mannerisms. Like he copies Bruce Willis's mannerisms so well. I like as well, and
Another thing with Looper as well, I feel like it was a little bit too long. I think some of the stuff at the beginning of the film in particular could have been cut. Like it was a lot of stuff with like him in the club and stuff, and I feel like some of it was a bit unneeded.
Again, like I always liked it, but I never. I think I've only seen it once. And I've never really ever wanted to go back and rewatch it. Paul Dano's in that film, isn't he, as well?
It's like
I saw the Swiss Army Man a few weeks ago. That was
I saw that. I remember seeing that when it first came out, and I remember being like, "What?" and I was just like really confused
The whole
by
thing.
like the whole thing, and I had to watch it again because I was like, it was one of those films where I was kind of horrified, but I was like mesmerized. I was like, this is a really, really, really intriguing concept, and I did like Swiss Army Man. Another film that I picked up that I haven't watched yet is The Conjuring. It's
So
on my
scared
watch
me today.
list.
Conjuring. So James Wan is my favorite horror, like
Yeah,
modern day favorite horror director. The Conjuring 2 is great as
yeah,
well, and I love Insidious one.
yeah,
I like Insidious 1, 2, and 3 to be fair. Um, but The Conjuring, like hello, is so good.
yeah,
Patrick Wilson's great in it, and Vera.
yeah. I mean,
Who else is in
it
that film?
was.
It's great.
We spoke about it a couple of weeks ago when you mentioned it, and
Yeah,
I was like, all right, I might have to get
it gives
that
me shivers
and give it a
now. It gives me
watch.
shivers
And
now.
it
The
only it only
atmospheric bells of just dread,
it
and
only yeah it only arrived a couple of days ago, and I
watching
haven't
it.
I haven't got around to watching it yet. But I'm
One thing
quite
that
I'm
really
quite interested. I'm quite
I'm
intrigued.
just so angry about is the whole Conjuring universe has ruined it. Because
Yeah, they've made like a
like
lot
the
of
nun was
spin-off
not good
stuff
at all.
that
The only
I've
good
heard
thing about
wasn't too good.
the nun,
Yeah,
right,
I
was
heard.
the ending. I was like, it's quite cool. Like they made like a link back to the first Conjuring film, and I was like, it's quite
Yeah,
cool. But the rest of it is just, I mean, there's some really great one-liners in there that me and my friends joked about for ages. It was this one where
yeah. I mean, because they did like the whole like Annabelle
Annabelle one,
series
I didn't like. Annabelle
that I
one's
heard
terrible.
wasn't.
It's directed by the same guy who did like Butterfly Effect 2 or something. It's not good. It's not good.
All right.
Annabelle 2 was
Yeah,
I
I
did love it. Like it still got its issues, and it's still. I think I remember it being a little too long, but it was a lot better than the first
yeah
Annabelle. And then I don't even know where the series was
the
at this
first
point. Is there
one.
another one? I stopped caring.
They did they released one like like the
La
ghost
La
of
La 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 La. Yeah, I
I
didn't
can't
see
remember
that
what it's
one.
called. La Lorna or something, and I heard that wasn't particularly
There's another
great either.
Conjuring film coming out,
But
isn't there? If I'm correct. Is it
yeah,
being
I think
directed by
so.
James Wan
But
though?
I thought
That's the big
yeah,
question.
okay.
Like, it's James Wan's because
That's the big
I'm
question.
there if James Wan's
I'm
involved.
not
But if
sure.
he's not, then I'm not there. The devil made me do it. Yeah, there is. Nope,
Yeah,
James Wan's not there.
yeah,
It's directed by the same guy who did The Curse of Another. Oh, I don't think I want to sit through that.
yeah, yeah. He wrote it, the new Conjuring movie, but he's not on to
I thought James
direct it.
Wan. That's a shame. I mean, I might like it. I'll look cute because The Conjuring 1 and 2 was like I really like. It's they're both just fun to watch horror films. I mean,
Yeah,
they're
the
scary,
guy
terrible,
that
but fun, just good scares.
the guy that is directing the new Conjuring film is the guy that directed
Uh,
the Ghost of La Llorona.
uh,
So
I
yeah,
mean, I get like they're trying to make as much money as possible, and the whole cinematic universe thing is a thing, but
yeah, but I feel like after
like
Marvel,
yeah,
everybody's doing it now, and
I'm not.
I I don't know. I feel like some things can
I
just be
mean,
left alone.
like it's just the my issue is like the Conjuring 1 and 2. Okay, yeah, Annabelle spin-off, fine, cool. But The Conjuring 1 and 2, like, it's a good double feature to watch, and they're so well made horror films, and you can sort of just, if you just want to just put that there, like, you can be like, Conjuring 1 and 2, that'd be it, like, that'd have been his staple. But the problem is that these stuff, like, The Conjuring 3, The Nun, like, for me, it's ruining the series, because I really liked, the whole, the two, like, paranormal investigators, um, like Patrick Wilson and
Yeah,
Kieran
yeah,
Famiga are great, and there's the whole all the
yeah.
spin-offs are bad. They're bad films. They're not even okay. They're just ruining the series completely.
That yeah. I mean, one series that I think that
Oh
also kind
yeah,
of happened
yeah,
to was Cloverfield, because obviously the original Cloverfield came out, and
oh
I,
yeah.
I enjoy Cloverfield. It's like I don't make a habit, like I haven't made a habit of watching it. Like I think I've seen it like two or three
Yeah, I
times,
really
and it's
like it,
like it's a film that I
and
enjoy. But but then
Cloverfield.
they made
I
10
I
Cloverfield
I
Lane,
I like that.
and it's again, yeah, it's a film that I like, but like, does it didn't
No, no,
necessarily have to be linked to
it's a
Cloverfield in
really
any way.
cool
I don't
spin-off,
think.
that's and then they got the Cloverfield Paradox
Yeah,
series,
yeah,
and
that's what I'm saying. And then it's like which I haven't seen, but again, I've heard that it had the same problem as 10 Cloverfield Lane, where
yeah,
it quite easily could have been a standalone film, but then they've just decided to
yeah.
slap the Cloverfield name on it, which I
No,
don't agree
no.
with at all. I don't think
I've heard
that's
it's not a very good film. I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's not great. Like at least 10 Cloverfield 9 was a really
yeah, I've
I
heard
really
it's
liked
not
it.
very
John
good.
Goodman's great in that film.
Yeah, Mary Elizabeth Winstead as well was good in 10 Cloverfield Lane. But yeah, I think you just got to be careful when you like overdo stuff, because it's all right wanting to expand
You see, with the
onto what you've
MCU,
made,
the
but
whole universe, you could tell. Okay, they weren't expecting to be. Iron Man was great, but you can tell they had some form of plan of a universe if it went well. The problem I find with the
yeah,
Conjuring and like
I think
series like
one
that, they'll literally just chuck. But they had no plot. Like, no one when Conjuring came out, maybe no, a sequel like the Annabelle sequel they had, or another sequel to Conjuring. Fair enough, but the spin-off films were just they were never a thing. No one even thought about them.
yeah, I think one of the things with the MCU as well, when you're looking at like the expansion, you've got to think that the
Yeah,
source material is already there, and I think that makes it a whole lot easier, because they've got the source material, they've got the comics, and
yeah,
it's how they choose to sort of adapt that. And I think that's one of the things that I think made it a lot easier for the MCU, was that
yeah.
all they had to
That
do was adapt, and obviously there's amendments made and stuff, but
yeah.
they already sort of had a guideline, and with other things like Conjuring, it's that sort of trial and
My issue
error.
is
It's
with
like,
them is
if we
that they
do
made
this,
the
is it
Nuns
gonna
low
work?
budget. The the Ghost of La Llorona, whatever it was, they were low budget. They knew they were going to make loads of money from it. You can tell that
Yeah,
it was purely
um,
cared about the money there. That
yeah,
was purely there from like monetary gain, not to make a good film.
yeah. That
I mean, the
it's
Nun
looking to
was
spin that
textbook horror.
profit.
Like the jump scares were so textbook. Like you knew exactly. Like there was one where the one that just made me
Yeah,
laugh the most was a person looks into a room, the camera pans back to them, and then they look ahead again, there's no one there. They turn around, there's no one there. And then it pans back to them, and the nun's behind her, like a shoulder. And it's like a person walks
yeah,
into a room, and
yeah,
like for some reason the shot they're like the bottom right corner of the shot, and like, oh, what's all this space on the left gonna who's gonna take up all that
yeah,
space? So it's like it's so obvious.
yeah, yeah. It's like you see it coming. Yeah, I mean, the Ghost of La Llorona was made
That's
for
what I
nine
mean. Like
million, and it made over 120 at the box office, and the Nun was probably similar. I'm just checking now, but it was probably sort
I
of
know.
similar where, well, kind of similar. Yeah, the nun was made for
Yeah,
22, but it made
yeah.
365
Oh, sorry,
at
the
the
Curse
box
of La Llorona, not
office.
the Ghost of La Llorona. It's
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
don't go and watch
But
it.
yeah. I mean, if I get really into The Conjuring, I might
You see,
I
the
might
nun I
decide
just
to
laugh
just
at
watch
sometimes, like
everything.
openly. I
But
was in the cinema, like I laugh openly at times. There's a few
yeah,
one-liners in there that are just
yeah,
hilarious.
yeah. But I mean, I think that there's a lot of films where you watch them and you just look at what happens and you laugh out loud because it's meant to be serious, but
Well, I do
you can't
like
take it
the
seriously
way
at
the
all.
first the nun. This is the only thing I like about the film is the way the nun links back to the Conjuring. I really like that like a lot. So I was like, that's the only thing I was like, okay, that's quite. I'll give him
Yeah.
brownie, but 10 points to Gryffindor for that. But everything else, don't bother. Skip to the last like 3 minutes, and then you were like, oh well, that's a cool thing. But everything else, I'm like, nah.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. One thing that I also rewatched this week was Avatar because I was scrolling through
Is it?
Disney Plus and it's on there and yeah, it'd been a while since I'd seen it. It'd been a good like 3, maybe
I probably
4
haven't. I
years.
probably haven't seen it since like 20. I probably haven't seen it
So
since
I
I was in like.
decided to.
I haven't seen it in years, probably.
Yeah, I remember seeing it on release. I remember my dad told me to go and see it, and I remember being like, "Wow!"
Oh,
Because obviously, I was
it's a
quite a
great film.
small
Like
child. I was
visually,
like
it's amazing.
7. Yeah, but I mean, it's definitely not as good as I
Yeah,
used to
it's
think
not
it was.
like visually it's great, but it's just everything.
It, yeah, visually it's brilliant, but when
Yeah,
you take
the
into account
script. I
everything
don't like the
else,
whole idea of like
it
you don't
does.
feel any like the human
Yeah,
like thing, and then like they can go into like the what you call it tanks and they turn into them. It's there's a lack of emotional.
yeah.
It's a
I
bit
mean,
like it's what
it
visual
just.
isn't like Attack of
Yeah,
the Clones. Is it? It's just clones fighting each other. I don't care about them. They've got no human emotion at all. Like they're just machinery. And that's the issue with them saying Avatar. It's you don't feel
yeah.
any
It
emotion for them. They're just replaceable.
yeah. It falls really short, and it's a shame because I thought it was. I thought like it was a lot better than it was, and it just isn't. And it is a shame because I remember kind of liking the film,
I'll
and
watch it
I
again.
don't hate it
I'm not like a 4K. I
like
kind of want to get the
at
4K
all.
Blu-ray of it. I bet that'll look great.
Yeah, definitely.
But
I mean, yeah, because I've been thinking about getting a
yeah,
4K Blu-ray player at some point, and I'm like, I would
yeah.
like to
You
watch
see,
films in
the
that
thing
sort of
is that I
quality.
still buy a lot of DVDs. I'm quite
But
into like the grindhouse, like Sony's grindhouse, and a lot of them haven't been ported yet to like Blu-ray or ever will, because they're not great films, but they're still like guilty pleasures and they're just fun to watch.
yeah,
Like they're good with friends. Like I've got so many drinking games of like grindhouse films, and yeah, so it's never really like been. There's only like a few films visually that I would really want to see in 4K. The rest I'd rather go to cinema to see again. Like if I got a chance to see Avatar in the cinema again, I'd be
yeah.
like,
I
yeah,
mean,
sure. But
yeah, yeah. I mean, my DVD collection's
yeah,
quite. I mean, I have hundreds of DVDs over like years of like collecting them and stuff. But I've only
yeah,
recently started buying Blu-rays because I got bought the
yeah,
Lord of the Rings trilogy on Blu-ray years ago, and I did just have them up until about maybe a year, 2 years ago, and then it was just like picking them up whenever, and it's films that I think are gonna look quite good. Like, I mean, I have Blade Runner 2049 and the original in Blu-ray, and they both look great. Yeah, same with Inception. I mean, I've got that on Blu-ray and it looks great. Logan on Blu-ray, that also looks quite nice. Yeah, I mean, I rewatched Logan a couple of days ago, and it is like it's one of those films that I think I appreciate it more now than I did when it came out. Like, I remember going to see it in cinema, and I was really impressed, especially considering obviously James Mangold had done the Wolverine before Logan, and I wasn't that happy with the Wolverine. It's like I wasn't that happy with it, and then to see Logan, it's like it is the Wolverine film that everybody wanted. It's so gritty, and it is brilliant. It's what the X-Men films should have been like. It's like it's like the original X-Men series is like they're kind of dark, but like if they were more like that, I would have been like, I would have been so happy.
Have you seen it in black and white?
Because like Logan,
I really like it in black and white.
Yeah, the Logan, the noir. It's really cool in black and white.
I'll probably get around to rewatch. I'll probably order it on Blu-ray. I actually don't own it on Blu-ray, so I'll probably pre-order it. Order it from somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like I have it on Blu-ray, and I was looking through like because I've got it's weird the way I display like my DVDs and Blu-ray. It's like I've got the ones that I display, and then I've got the ones that I like don't display, like that I don't have room for, and that I keep behind the ones that I display. And I was going through some of the ones that I don't have room for the other day while I was reorganizing, and I found that I had it on DVD as well. And it's like I don't remember buying the DVD, and I'm just wondering where it came from.
I probably will watch that. I mean, obviously this week, you know, with Al Pacino Saturday, what are you watching? Prepare. What are you watching?
Probably gonna rewatch Godfather,
I might watch Jack and
Scarface. You know, all the big ones. I might. They have it on. It's on Now TV.
I might try and sit through it.
I think I'm gonna sit through
Godfather 1 and. See, I don't know, because I'm one of those people, right, with the Godfather 3. I like parts of it. I don't love it at all, but I like parts of it. But I mean, we'll talk about this more Saturday, but yeah, that's my thoughts, like basically on it.
Yeah. One of the big things with Godfather Part 3 is that it doesn't compare to the other two, and it makes it hard for it to be a better film, because when you're coming off the back of those two films, I think it definitely makes it a lot harder for the third one. Definitely. I think I saw that Now TV. I haven't actually seen it, but I've heard it's quite good. Now TV have Carlito's Way that I haven't seen.
If you haven't seen that.
But I haven't seen Carlito's Way yet, so I'm probably going to give that a watch at some point as well.
I'm gonna rewatch Scarface, Godfather 1 and 2. I might watch the third one if I've got time. And then obviously then it's the prequels next Wednesday. I'm gonna rewatch them. I'm gonna take notes though this time, because I'm like I'm not losing a Star Wars argument.
I might see. It is going to be really interesting because my friend Daniel, who's guest starring next Wednesday, he listened to our podcast last week, and he didn't like what we
Did he like the prequels?
had to say about the prequels.
You see, what's interesting is that
he does like the prequels, and he was
he didn't like the prequels that much, but after watching the sequels, he likes the prequels now a lot more. So I think it's an interesting debate.
Yeah, yeah, it's like I don't like. Yeah, it is going to be a bit of a heated one, I reckon, because he picked out of our line. He picked out our bit where I think I said some of the writing's questionable, and you said every word. And he messaged me after that, and he was like, "What? What?" And I was like, I
Oh
can't
man,
believe he sticks up for those films,
next
to be
one's gonna
honest.
get
But
funny. I'm
he does.
gonna rewatch it.
It's going to
I'm gonna
be
pick out some
very
of the
good.
worst lines.
We're going to have a very good. Yeah, I might. I might just watch Attack of the Clones and pick out some of the worst lines.
Oh man.
That whole film is just a huge mistake.
I mean,
It's just
like I like moments in like for me, Rangers is like there is some powerful moments for me, like the scene in Tatooine at the end when like obviously the exchange of when he hands like I like that scene and but
yeah,
just,
the exchange for Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think though. I don't think I could ever stick up for Attack of the Clones. It's the cinematic equivalent of an unplanned teenage pregnancy. That's just a
trilogy, though, isn't it? Really?
It's awful. It's just. Yeah, it is. Attack of the Clones is the worst one.
The fact that isn't as long as.
I think the Phantom Menace. Yeah,
we'll get more into this next time.
But yeah,
we've got
we'll get more into that next Wednesday.
Saturday for his birthday.
Al Pacino's Saturday. It's his birthday on Saturday.
One's a friend called George who likes the prequel. Well, likes the prequels, but
yeah,
he because of the sequels, he doesn't like any. I think he likes Force Awakens, but he's just not a fan of the other two. And obviously we've got me who doesn't like the prequels. Likes moments, likes a very small amount, like a tiny amount. It's like
yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, I'm the same. I don't. There's some parts of the prequels where I'm like, okay, that's fine, but a lot of it I am I hate a lot, and my friend Daniel is completely different. He is quite supportive of the prequels.
Next Wednesday might be a long.
So am I, to be honest.
It might be multiple parts.
Next,
it gets to a point.
Yeah, we might split that up into several. We'll see how it goes. I mean, we'll see if we can
But yeah, I think that's
keep that short
today.
Yeah, I think we talked about some more stuff today, not just Superbad, but
we're still learning.
Yeah, I actually had some notes for today's episode.
But next Wednesday, I need to be on it. But the prequels.
Yeah, next Wednesday I'm gonna have I'm gonna have the script of Attack of the Clones in front of me. One thing I was actually thinking about was just getting the script, reading through it, and highlighting every line that I hate. I would be there a while.
You might run out of ink. But
just holding like a huge pad of like orange paper.
No, terrible.
This is
wrote it wrong.
You to say that. No, that could have been better. Like the scroll at the beginning. No, that could have been better.
That's the only positive thing about the trilogy is the score. I like the score. That's it. But
yeah. The that's what I'm saying. They're actually. I'm trying to think now if they're actually bad or they're actually.
I like some of them.
Okay, written.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram. Link to
at Real Talk Insta.
They're there somewhere. That's part of the fun you've got to find.
Link. Yeah, you'll be able to get to that.
So that should be on there.
Yeah, at some
Yeah.
point we'll try and get this on like YouTube or something as well, for people that don't
Also,
have
my better
Spotify
say, we don't actually
subscriptions or
know
whatever.
yet, so fingers crossed. It should sound good.
Yeah, I mean it sounds
It's
a
a
lot better
learning
than
process anyway. We get
last
there
week.
anyway. Yeah, we'll see you on Saturday for
Yeah,
Al Pacino, and
Al
yeah.
Pacino.